Hello everybody, Encyclomatic here, and I've been gathering some information for your assimilation. The topic I want to discuss today was inspired by the recent news, and I wanted to make sure that everyone knew what is at stake here. So let's talk about the fires in the rainforest right now. Fire is bad, we all know that, but do we really know just what we are about to lose and just how important the rainforest is to us? Well, don't worry if you don't, because I'm here to tell you. Here are some quick facts that are pretty interesting. The Amazon rainforest produces 20% of the world's oxygen. Good to know in case we ever find important use for that stuff. Oh, and hey, half of all the species on Earth are found in tropical forests. They are that biodiverse. And just to help you imagine that level of biodiversity, only 1% of all species, both plant and animal, have been studied for their benefits, whether for medical, industrial applications, or agricultural gains. Yeah, that's right. There is a lot of unknown species just waiting to improve our quality of life if we just look and, oh yes, conserve and protect the rainforest. So let's get down to the top 5 contributions the rainforest has given us and continues to enrich us with. Number 5. The actual people who live there. There are about 1 million natives divided into around 400 tribes that still call the Amazon rainforest their home. They have a depth and breadth of local knowledge that our anthropologists are recording that not only help us to learn who these people are, but also helps us to understand the flora and fauna better, which drives our scientific knowledge. National Geographic estimates there are about 84 tribes who have not had extensive contact with society still in the rainforest. Imagine what cultural crafts, art, history, and knowledge of the jungle these people have that would be lost if these tribes disappeared along with the Amazon rainforest. Number 4. Speaking of native people, let's talk about foreign people, especially the ones who like spending a lot of money going great distances just to partake in what the natives do daily. That's right, I'm talking tourism. Pretend anthropology without the hard work. Turns out there are companies beginning to offer tours. Just check my link below if you want a true back to nature experience. With just one part of the Amazon raking into the 8 figures, this will help create jobs for the locals in growing their tourism and will also help them to conserve the jungle, as it will be more profitable than clearing it for soybeans or cattle. Number 3. Food, the mandible's masticating mate. You may not know this, but food turns out to be really important, especially to us humans. It's a good thing 3 of my favorite vegetables, corn, potatoes, and rice, originated from the rainforest. Well, they could have walked right past that winter squash and left that in the jungle for the animals to eat. If you like cheap sugar, and I know you do, nature solved that with the introduction of sugarcane from the rainforests of Southeast Asia. You would also be pleased to hear that pineapple, oranges, lemons, figs, and avocados originated there as well, since everyone loves a good fruit salad. However, the most shocking fruit that you might not know that came from the Peruvian rainforest is the tomato. It was a tiny fruit, too small to be used, but later through selective breeding, we now have the tomato that we all know and love. And don't forget the spice of life, since cayenne, cloves, vanilla, pepper, ginger, and cinnamon were discovered there. If you like cashews, macadamia, and Brazil nuts, I suggest you stroll down the Amazon. Come on, they need the tourism. Finally, may I present the 2 giants of the jungle, coffee and chocolate, or as I refer to them as, jungle mocha. Number 2. Industry, always finding lucrative solutions to problems they told us we have. While there have been many people creating various things from the rainforest, like dyes, waxes, gums, oils, and flavorings, looking at you, stevia, you still taste artificial. I want to concentrate on the rubber industry though. Rubber had its start in the rainforest. Latex from the rubber tree is collected by tapping the tree and then is refined into the rubber that we know today. However, Mesoamericans used stabilized rubber for balls and other objects as early as 1600 BC, and have I mentioned the ingenuity of the native people? Moving on to the more modern times. Charles Goodyear developed vulcanization in 1839 when he fused sulfur and latex together in a hot furnace by accident. His clumsy fingers made him an empire. I guess the old saying, short and stubby gets you the money, must still be true. That being said, there is a ton of money in the rubber industry. According to Transparency Market Research, estimates that the natural rubber industry will be $151 billion by 2025. Number 1. The absolute biggest and best resource that we get from the rainforest is in the form of bioprospecting. This is where companies closely study unique biochemical molecules and determine if they can be used for useful purposes, such as medicine or materials. Just to give you all an idea of just how big bioprospecting is, check out this fact on Wikipedia I found. Between 1981 and 2010, 1/3 of all small molecule new chemical entities approved by the US Food and Drug Administration were either natural products or compounds derived from natural products. Holy smokes! Do you know how significant that is? We are talking meds, chemicals, material precursors. Basically, 1/3 of our entire biological and chemical products we use come from plants. Some of the more notable medicines we discovered are quinine, which is an alkaloid extracted from the bark of the cinchona tree and is used to treat malaria, one of the deadliest diseases worldwide. We found rosy periwinkle products, such as vincristine, an anti-tumor med that has a 99% remission rate in children who suffer from leukemia. Did you know that for a while, the main ingredient in birth control only came from yams found in the rainforest? So kiss a yam today, it's what enabled you to kiss your girlfriend. There have been 121 medicines that have come from plant-derived sources. Think of how many new discoveries are waiting for us in the rainforest. Now, in order to make a discovery, you need to make sure that what you're looking for still exists. It's not just these 5 factors which are important. The Amazon itself absorbs 25%, or about 110 billion tons of all carbon for terrestrial sources. Yes, the ocean does hold 64 times this amount, or 7 trillion tons, and that's having an incredibly bad acidification effect, but that's for another video. Our ability to regulate the atmosphere depends heavily on our rainforest's ability to capture carbon pollution and slow climate change. These forests help us immensely in so many areas that if we lost them, we would just lose a heartbreaking amount of new discoveries. And unfortunately, it's not that far-fetched to think that we could lose not just the Amazon, but all rainforests in our lifetime. Experts have predicted in 40 years there won't be any left on Earth. I will leave you with this quote from a recent article from The Atlantic to ponder. Even if people were to replace half of a continent's worth of trees, the diversity of creatures across Amazonia, once lost, will not be replenished for roughly 10 million years, and that is 33 times longer than Homo sapiens as a species has existed. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Please like and hit subscribe. There will be many more videos coming out just like this. Until next time.